Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Clinic Gym Radio. I am your host, Dr. Josh Satterley, and I'm excited today to be talking to Mike Arce. Mike, welcome to the podcast.
Man, thank you, Josh. I'm excited to be here.
Fantastic. Mike, for those who have not yet been impacted by the force of nature that is Mike Arce, can you give everybody an idea where you are, who you are, what you do, and the value you bring to this world?
Yeah, so I live in Arizona. I'm 35. I got 4 kids. I got a wife, and I love sales, marketing, like that whole thing. I've been coaching and mentoring since I was a kid. Even I was always like an either martial arts instructor or I was a personal trainer. And then I got into this game where I go and do talks and speak and workshops. But I also now developed an ad agency, and we got an ad agency that people hire as a service in order to help them get leads, and particularly just in the fitness space. That agency's called Loud Rumor. And it's what I love to do. I love helping with advertising, marketing, and sales, coaching in general. But those are the 3 that I think most people come to me for.
Nice. And I know a lot of people are listening, but for those who are viewing the video, this is our first video podcast. Can you raise up a little bit so we can see that awesome shirt with the initials?
Yeah,
so
right.
What you're all about. Yeah, the GSD show, right?
Yes, sir. Well, this is our whole motto, in fact. So our motto is GSD, which stands for Get Shit Done. And so it initially started as our motto, and then I made like a custom shirt for myself and came to work just to kind of make the people laugh at work a little bit because we've been saying it so much.
Yeah.
And then everybody wanted a shirt, and now we've got a lot of people that buy the shirt. And we actually started a charity called GSD for Those in Need, where there's 6 different color shirts, and every time you buy a shirt, each shirt represents a different charity. So like my blue one, there's like a blue drop here, and that means every time you buy a shirt, we donate 4,300 gallons of water. And then there's like all different shirts. So it's pretty cool. Every shirt has a different thing.
Nice, man. That's awesome how you've kind of integrated that into everything else that you're doing. That's
and I don't know when the show comes out, but we got GSD Con, our very first annual event coming up June 9th and 10th, Saturday and Sunday. So I don't know if this will air before then or after that, but it's here in Scottsdale, and we got incredible speakers coming down to come and basically talk about the industry.
Nice. And you really specialize, just for everybody listening, it's not just fitness, right? It's really the private, smaller, as I understand it, the boutique kind of fitness owner, the small gyms, I would say less than 10,000 square feet, but a lot of them less than 5,000 square feet. Is that right? Yeah.
So fitness studios, and that, encompasses like Pilates bar, yoga, obviously like spin and stuff like that. But yeah, we also help massage. We help cryotherapy. Here's the thing. What we do works for like everyone. I could help chiropractors. I could help dentists. We don't because of...
No, Mike. You don't understand, man. The chiropractic profession is way different. See, my town and my business and my profession, it's way different. Nobody understands it. It's just,
I've heard that 1,000 times. Marketing is the same as it was 500 years ago, 400 years ago, when they were selling stuff at marketplaces, going back and forth to the village and getting attention. Marketing and the psychology and the philosophy of like how to get attention and then how to convert that attention into profit. That's always been the same, just the vehicles of what we use. Now we have social media, right? But you got people like Martin Luther King and P.T. Barnum that were able to get P.T. Barnum, the guy that Greatest Showman, that he just played. That guy, when that girl that he brought over, the singer, he brought her over, there was no internet, there was nothing. And he was able to have 20,000 people waiting at the dock for her to get off the boat to see what she looked like. There was no internet. There was no email list. There was no mail, direct mail. Think
about this. Like you mentioned Martin Luther King Jr., but that dude was up on the steps of Congress speaking.
250,000.
Yeah, and that was more than the current president got, or the last 2 presidents got on their inauguration, with social media, with billboards, with TV ads, with cable, with everything you could possibly want. And MLK did it by basically word of mouth. And maybe some preachers spreading the word to their congregation, but shoot, that dude was able to get more people show up than everybody else with social media followings.
When the story's good enough, it's everyone's favorite thing to bring up in a party. So, if the story is better than any other story told at the party, you win, and so you're going to tell that story, and then you want to know about the story, and then it's your story, and so really, marketing gets the attention, but stories sell.
Awesome. I love it. You mind if we dive into some marketing and sales here, since you are an industry expert about it? All right, cool. So, one of the, I'm talking to a bunch of clinicians. So the chiropractors, some PTs, some occupational therapists, a nurse or two, and I'm encouraging them to add a gym, right? And to them, they're making a huge leap. But I know that the gym is not that much different. You diagnose what the problem is and you sell the person the treatment, which, if I say I got 50 pounds to lose, don't sell me a 1 time a week membership for 4 weeks. It's just not the right prescription. Mm-hmm. But as we go through that, they have to sell, because selling is what helps those people. That's what brings them the solution they need. And it's also what helps the person have a thriving business, the business owner, and everybody wins in that situation. Starting out, your approach is never just like, hey, follow this recipe card. As I understand it, you always talk about the kind of deeper aspects of selling. Was that always the case, or did you kind of stumble into that as you learned along the way?
Yeah, no, definitely not always the case. No one's born, I don't think anyone's born understanding the psychology of anything.
P.T. Barnum might have got it.
I think so. Some people are really great observers, and then they know how to convert those observations into action. But not, there's so many things to observe. So many things steal our attention now, right? So, I don't think we can observe naturally. I don't think the average person observes as much as possible. So when you're looking at sales, the deeper question you always want to ask is why. Why does somebody do anything? And so, okay, why do they want to come and work out here? Well, they want to lose 40 pounds. Okay, well, why do you want to lose 40 pounds? And by the way, the ultimate answer of why is everyone's why. Everyone's got the same why, but we're going to get there. So why do you want to lose 40 pounds? Oh, well, because I hate the way I look and feel. Okay, why do you hate the way I look and feel? Well, because I feel like people are looking at me, or I'm self-conscious, or my clothes. Okay, so why do you feel that way? Have you been different before? Yes, I used to be like this before. And then you keep asking. It always comes down to, if you're asking why you want to lose weight, why you want to have a successful business, why you want to jump higher, whatever it is, it always comes down to, I want to be significant. I want to matter. That's the end why. I want to know that I matter. I want to feel like I matter. No one wants to feel like whether they're here or not, like it didn't matter. Everyone likes that feeling. Like, think about it. We all give credit because we know deep down subconsciously we like it. So, hey, thank you so much for coming to the party. I got to tell you, we couldn't have done it without Joan, right? And Joan gets that's the best feeling for Joan. Even if Joan did this much, Joan feels better, right? Joan helped out with this. And so we like to feel like, because we were a part of it, there was a bigger thing. So I think a lot of times,
it's I think, I don't know if it's Napoleon or who said it, but I can get, I can get men to risk their lives for a small piece of fabric, talking about, metals and all that stuff. It's, if they feel significant because they're wearing that pin, all of a sudden they're willing to run through fire, active people shooting at them and everything else.
Yeah. I mean, people that play video games just to be at the top of a leaderboard,
it's interesting.
And even us in the arcades, remember, we liked going in the R3 initials on the Mortal Kombat or the Street Fighter. Yes. That's mine. I own this arcade, right?
Right.
So we all like to feel like, we were significant in this thing. And so now a lot of people are gamifying stuff with everything has bonuses and awards and, little points and stuff.
Yeah.
But in your particular world, in our world, really what people want is they want to be a story. Everyone wants to have a story. Sometimes people feel like they don't have it, and it's depressing, right? So where I think a ClickFunnels is a great example of a company that does it really, really well. ClickFunnels doesn't celebrate their customers. For example, the way you would celebrate your customers is, man, because, Jill used ClickFunnels and she did it the right way. She was able to take her business from failing to all the way now she's doing over $3 million and she's happy. Yeah. Right? That's celebrating your customer. The problem is your customer doesn't necessarily want to brag about that in most cases, because that's a arrogant brag, right? But if what they do, and what I think it works really well, is why they're doing so well, that's why they went from 0 to 100 million in 3 years. They celebrate their customers. And so Jill, the fitness studio owner, right? Man, Jill is awesome. But let me tell you what Jill does, because Jill just isn't your average fitness studio owner. This is right here. This is Rebecca. This is one of Jill's clients. Rebecca has been over 80 pounds overweight for the last 6 years. On top of that, she's been on prescription medications for the last 2. She's had depression. She's had anxiety attacks. She's been to the hospital 4 times just in the last 3 months, or in 3 months before meeting Jill. Well, now Jill's lost all of the 80 pounds. She hasn't taken prescription medication in 4 months. And she even started her own club where they go hiking. She's got other moms. And Jill says she's happier than she's ever been. Round of applause for Jill and Rebecca, right? And so now you got people in the audience going, man, I have a Rebecca. And now they want to be because they want to be significant. They want to be on the stage where they can show what they're doing for other people, right? So how can we do that? How can we celebrate our customers' lives and the thing that they want to brag about, not the thing they don't want to brag about? People don't want to brag about losing 40 pounds because that means they were 40 pounds overweight. They want to brag about what their life, like they want to be inspiring. People want to be inspired, but they also want to be inspiring. People like to hear you've inspired me. Your story inspired me. So how can we make people inspiring more than just inspired? Inspired is level 1. Inspiring, that's a whole level.
I heard a comedian of all things talking about the difference between fun and fulfillment. You know, people are always like, oh, I want to have fun. I want to have fun. And he's like, nah, what you really want is fulfillment. I mean, you look at anybody that's been through military training, they would never tell you that the first 12 weeks of it were fun at any point, you know, even if they're in the Air Force, for God's sakes. And, but it's incredibly fulfilling to stand there in the uniform that you've earned and, you know, the formation that you've earned and you've nailed it all perfectly correct. It's incredibly fulfilling. And I think what you're saying there that I picked up from it is don't talk about me, talk about the things that I've created. And yes, you are saying that this person is significant because they created this change in Rebecca's life. They created change in Tom's life and his ability to play with his grandkids and whatnot. I really like that.
People significant. Now you've made both Jill and Rebecca significant.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting. I love that because instead of clapping for her on stage, it's seeing people, you know, crying. It's what looks like the opposite emotion, but it's a deeper level.
Yeah. The other one is it could possibly be envy and somewhat inspiring, but the other one's straight up inspiring. Like I want that to be my brag. I don't want my brag to be I made more money because at the end of the day, let's face it. Right now, your business could be doing $400,000 a year, and you could say, "Man, I want to get it to $1 million." But you know what happens as soon as you get to $880,000? $1 million looks small. You've already now going, "I can get this to $2 million," and then by the time you get to $1.4 million, now you're saying, "I could do $10 million," and then you just keep moving that checkered flag down the road. But what you'll never, ever, ever move is that feeling of, man, I like that I made that change in that person's life. You could be a multi-billionaire, and we've had on our show, I just interviewed, what's his name? Jordan Zimmerman, $4.4 billion agency, right?
Wow.
And when I was talking to him backstage, he said, honestly, man, if I can impact just one person a day, like have a conversation with this one a day, I feel great. So even though he's like on money side, it never ends for him. One person a day, like that fills him up, fulfillment, right? That fills him up. He doesn't need to have 10,000 now. He goes, okay, one person a day that says I changed your life isn't enough for me. I need at least 1,000 people every day to say in order for me to be fulfilled. No one will ever say that. And so that's why it's so inspiring. Everyone can relate to it regardless of what level you're at.
Yeah, I love that. Can we dive into some more of the psychology of what you think it takes for people to perhaps sell through creating that significance? So if it's a studio owner and we want them to be successful, how do they start creating that conversation with their clients?
Well, first you've got to get the stories. So that means you've got to get deeper in with your customers, your clients, and you've got to understand what it is that they're working towards. What are they proud of? Because if you don't have those stories, then you're going to have to fabricate them, and then that just doesn't work. So you're going to have to really get in touch with your customers, really be involved. Jeff Bezos from Amazon said, we've dove into our customers more than anything else in our business. Very customer centric. That's
actually what GSD stands for, is get your stories done, right?
Get your stories done. Yes.
That's stage one.
Step one, get stories. Step two, then use those stories in your marketing. You can use those stories in your sales, but you shouldn't as much. Your marketing, yes, but in your sales, it's about learning about what their potential story can be. So this is more like research. Like, where's the story here? Where's the future story? So if I'm talking to you, Josh, I'm saying okay, what does Josh have? What's his main issue? What's his pain point? Okay, cool. That's the tipping point of the story, right? That's the point, like in Toy Story where Buzz lands on the bed and he changes the game. And it's all right, this is his Buzz. So now what we've got to do is we've got to figure out how to not get rid of Buzz, because that's what he wants. He wants to get rid of Buzz. We got to find out how to use Buzz to power him, to fuel him. And then That's a very different thing. So that's the part one. But, oh, by the way, Pixar has like an 86-step process. Every movie has the exact same thing. And Tony Robbins and all the great storytellers, Les Brown, they all their stories have that same flow. It's incredible. They don't leave a piece out. They don't wing it. They never wing it. Okay, so going back though, where psychology really can be easy to implement. Let's talk about the easiest way to implement it, because that's a very hard thing. A lot of people are going to be listening to this saying either A, I don't have the time, or I don't have the interest. And if you don't have the interest, chances are you're in the wrong business. You just got into something lucrative, not because you actually love doing it, which is okay. Right. Sometimes that happens. It's hard to find a passion, right? But it's okay. Let's talk about something you can easily change like that.
Are you a chiropractor or physical therapist working long hours, worrying about lower repayments and missing out on quality time with your family? You can double your income without working more hours by adding a gym to your practice. Clinic Gym Hybrid Solutions has a step-by-step guide that dramatically simplifies and speeds up the addition of a fitness center and its monthly recurring revenue. In just 6 months, you can be on your way to freedom. Visit clinicgymhybrid.com today for a free downloadable PDF and complimentary consultation to get you started. That's clinicgymhybrid.com.
So here's one bomb that I'll tell you. The biggest objection that people get, they think it's money. It's not money. The biggest objection that people get that they can't overcome as easy is I need to think about it. Mm-hmm. And the reason
that's the death of like I can't tell you how many sales I've had in that same thing. It just feels like it's worse than it's a girl saying
no.
Yeah, it's worse than no. Yeah.
Because you've got to be empathetic to it. What are you going to say? Like, don't think about it, just do it. So here's the thing. You're going to have, with sales is one of those things you don't have to go to school for. You don't have to get a degree or a certification or a license. No one's going to want to know what your verification, like, let me see your credentials before I can allow you to sell. Sales is one of those things, that you just kind of like, you get good at by studying and being observant, right?
Okay.
So I'm a student of sales. I've been a student of sales for 12 years. I've read a lot of sales books, and obviously a lot of them contradict each other, which kind of makes sense. So do fitness books, right? They all do. Your goal is to find out what are the commons. And a lot of sales gurus, quote, I'm making the quotes for people listening, they'll tell you that if somebody says they need to think about it, it's because you didn't deliver enough value or you didn't dig to the pain enough. Mm-hmm. That's not absolutely true. Most people are actually sold before you show the pricing. Mm-hmm. And once you show the pricing, you've unsold them. And it has nothing to do with because you're too cheap or too expensive. You want to know the reason?
Yeah, I would love it.
Because your pricing makes so much sense that I genuinely need to think about it. Let me explain what that means. I'm going to whiteboard, but also I'm going to be aware that people are listening. Okay. Mm-hmm. So
thank you.
Okay. I have my podcast, so I know how that goes. So we'll make sure we do both. Okay. So this is what's called the decoy effect. And when used properly, it is incredible. Here, I'll do this. First, let's talk about what the average pricing looks like. We can use anything. We can use chiropractic, we can use dentists, we can use, but we'll use fitness because that's the name, right? That's what I'm in. So typically this is kind of what it looks like. Well, we have a 1 time a week package. We have a 2 time a week package. And we have an unlimited. Now, keep in mind, some people do it different. Some people have a month-to-month agreement, 6-month contract, 12-month contract, whatever it is, doesn't matter. Number 1, always have 3 options. Never have 4. Never have 3 in a bonus. Never have 2 different variations of 3. Never have 2. Definitely never have 1. Okay? So 3 is the magic number. But let me show you where people mess up that still do it with 3. So what they'll say is, this is the one that they want to sell. Mm-hmm. Okay? So they'll say, okay, unlimited package. Oh, hang on. I'm getting a phone call. That's weird. I'm so sorry. I messed up your show. Hopefully it didn't. Let me,
No, it's probably a satisfied customer calling you to say that they just nailed their pricing perfectly and sold 10 times more memberships.
Most likely is. Oh man, I can't end it here. Hold on. I'm so sorry. It's going to end in a second. Okay. So you've got 1 time a week, you got 2 time a week, and you've got unlimited. Okay. So with the unlimited, this is the one that they actually want to sell.
Okay.
And so they'll say, okay, I want to sell this one for $99, right?
Okay.
And then the 2 time a week, what they'll say is, okay, we'll do this one at $89 and we'll do this one at $79.
Okay. All right.
And that makes sense, right? Like it goes up $10, $10.
Okay.
So what you're going to have people start doing is, well, am I going to go 2 times a week or am I going to go unlimited? What am I really going to do? I don't know. And then they start thinking in their head, well, am I going to be able to get a sitter? Am I going to be able to do this? Am I going to be able to do that? And it doesn't make any sense, right? So the reason this doesn't immediately make a decision is because it makes so much sense. And when it makes sense, I need to think. What you need this to be is a no-brainer. Because if you don't have a brain, can you think?
No.
Okay. So that means in order for this to be a no-brainer, it has to be so dumb and obvious that I don't have to think about it. A no-brainer, I don't need to think about it. Makes a lot of sense, I need to think about it. This makes a lot of sense. So now let's change it around. This is the one I want to sell. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go 1 time a week, 2 times a week, and unlimited.
Okay. Now, only 3 options. Let's just reiterate. Never have 4, never have 2, never have 1.
Never have 4, right? So now what we do is we say, okay, we start with what we want to sell.
Okay.
And then what we do is we immediately go into what do we not want to sell. Okay. Well, we don't want to sell these 2. So great. These are decoys. They're only decoys. So what we want to do is we want to say, okay, this one, we'll make it for $94 a month.
Okay.
Okay. And this one, we'll make it for $89 a month. Now, what ends up happening is this is the concept. Now, you're looking at it as a business owner. But here's what happens. This is actually B, A minus, and A. Because the 9 is there, okay, naturally what happens, they start looking at these 2. This just doesn't become an option. Okay. So it's between A and A minus. And people always go towards the A. In fact, I have a video compilation of about 20 or so fitness studio owners that took my advice on this. Every single one of them says, not only am I selling, and not only is it easy, and not only is everyone buying right away, but everyone's picking the one that I want to sell. Nice. Now, on top of that, you add in all these VIP things that come with it. You can also add an enrollment fee with the first 2, whereas with the last one, no enrollment fee. So basically what you're doing is you're making this one like $5 more, right? It's $5 more. Well, it's $99, but it's $5 more. And you know, you have a wife, you're married? Yeah. You probably dealt with this, right? You see your wife buy something and you go, what's that? Oh, it's great. I saved $50 on this. Well, what'd you spend? Oh, well, Mike, it was a good deal. I spent $50, but what'd you spend? Yeah. I spent $60. Okay, so you spent 60. We're net lost 60, right? Right. But
I got half off of these, display pillowcases. But they were $250. Now I got them for $125.
Right.
So
exactly.
The pillows on the bed in the guest room can look better. You're like,
they got her. So, at a movie theater, they did a study. If you go to Decoy Effect and Loud Rumors, Google Decoy Effect Loud Rumor, you'll find our blog on it. And there's a video where actually people are going through a movie theater and they're being tested. And so what they're doing is they're saying, okay, you can choose between a large popcorn for $7 or a small popcorn for $3. You get to pick. And every single person, every single one chose the small. Every single 20, 30 people, everyone chose the small. Then what they did is they had another group, same demographics, come in, and they had a small for $3, just like the last time, a large for $7, just like last time, right? So 3 and 7, small and large. In the middle, now they added medium for $6.50. So you get a small for $3, the medium for $6.50, or the large for $7. 80% of people chose the large, and of the 20% of people that didn't choose, but nobody chose a medium, obviously. The 20% that initially chose the small, all the clerk had to do, not a professional salesperson, all the clerk had to do, all the 16-year-old pimple kid had.
Hold on, Mike, you're frozen. All right, Mike, you broke up there, but so what did the clerk at the movie theater have to do?
Yeah, so all the 16-year-old pimple-faced kid had to do, no sales training. All they had to do was say, are you sure you don't want the large for only 50 cents more? And everyone chose the large, right? So literally went from 100% of people choosing the small to 100% of people choosing the large, all because you structured your pricing to where I don't need to think about it. Right. And when everyone was asked, why did you choose the large? They said it's only 50 cents more.
Right.
They didn't see it as $4 more because this one's out. See, that's the B. They're comparing the A minus and the A. The 650 and the 7 are so close together. So when gyms do this, when my customers do this, not only are they closing more, they're closing faster. They never have to say, here, I need to think about it, but they close their favorite package. The other two, you don't even want to sell. That's a problem. People put options because they go, well, if this one doesn't work, maybe they pick this one. I want to find something that works for them. That's not the way you play the game in the small business world.
Let me just make sure I understand this, because this is a totally new concept for me, but I'm digging it so far. So number one, just establish the core product you truly want to sell. So let's just say in fitness, I want you as every fitness person I know would rather have their clients come more often than less often, right?
Yeah, and you have a higher likelihood of them returning and staying with you. And you also have a higher likelihood of them referring business and buying more additional products like supplements and retail.
And when you're saying you need stories, the one time a week right there for $79 ain't going to produce any stories. It's just not. Yeah.
Yep.
So find what you want to do, which is, let's say 3 or 4 times a week you want people there. And now that's going to be our A+, certified USDA Prime offer. Right?
Yes.
And then you want to create what you said, decoy offers that are on the list, but for no other reason than to just be like, discourage them from choosing. Right?
Yeah, it's supposed to look similar, but the price, the price is similar because it's only like $5 more or $4 more. Like, it's crazy. It almost doesn't make sense, right? That's the point. It doesn't make sense. If it doesn't make sense, it makes dollars, right? In this case, it's like that.
Yeah, so they're looking at what they should essentially look at your lowest priced offers. In this case, one time a week for $79 and go, why in the hell would I choose that? That's too expensive for what I'm getting.
It's only $5 more.
Yeah, that unlimited, that's a great deal, man. No matter what the price is, right?
Yeah, and I've gone crazy where I've literally done it like this, making it $98. For $1 more, you can come as many times as you want.
Yeah.
Now, the crazy thing is, a guy like you, right, a business owner, in this psychology of it, you're going, oh, no one's going to fall for that. People are going to think it's stupid. No one thinks it's stupid. Everyone doesn't want you to think it. They don't want to even bring up that it might be stupid because they're hoping they keep the price the same.
Have you ever, you have kids, right? Did your wife ever shop at Gymboree?
I don't think so. Maybe, but I don't think so.
Yeah. So they do this crazy thing where they're like, I've never seen them at full price. Everything's on sale. But they have these things where if you buy, they'll send a coupon out to my wife. Like, you buy more than 4 items, you get an additional 20% off. So we've never left there with less than 2 shopping bags worth of stuff. And it's like, why would you? You get such a great deal. And it's like, you're just loading outfit after outfit after outfit, because any other day of the week just to go in there and buy a shirt that'd be ridiculous. So
most people don't test pricing psychology. You go to certain places where they're like, if you buy 10 of these items, you get them all for $1, right? So, but the thing is, most people don't test the pricing psychology, not do it. I think everybody thinks they do it. Everybody goes, oh, I have it set up this way because of this. No, that's not really psychology. And testing it. The cool thing is everybody thinks that their customers and prospects are always going to remember what their packages were. But in reality, if every 2-3 months you want to test something different that's drastically different, you can do it. And no one's going to say, wait a minute, I was here 3 months ago. And even if you do get it, it's not enough to make a change. Like, your business, test different stuff. The 99, by the way, the 99 is another psychological thing. A lot of people have gotten away from the 99. The reason they got away from the 99 is because they don't want to be salesy. They don't want to look like gimmicky, right?
Right.
Let me tell you about 99. This has been used since the 1800s. No joke. There's 2 theories as to where it came out from. Some people think it came from because British currency and American currency didn't work well, and so that's how it works. And then also Macy's, the first big box store that included it. The reason they did it is because they wanted to know that their employees weren't stealing money, and they always had to give change, and that was the minimum amount.
Oh, so interesting.
But in reality, it was tested on accident, and they realized that when testing it, they literally made 80% more profit from doing it this way. So in 1982. There were 2 guys that joked about how well this was working with everything. It was like the Midas touch. They joked about how well the 99 theory was working, that they said, as a joke, we should open up a 99-cent store. They did, and we all know what happened.
Yeah.
Right? And so now, and by the way, people came out with the 88-cent store, bombed. People came out with the 98-cent store, didn't work. The 99 works. But the problem is people don't want to do it because they don't want to feel gimmicky. That's fine. I hope you feel better because you're paying the cost of not feeling a way that actually makes you money. So this works, 99. Just whatever your prices are, if you're charging $50.
Well, here's how well it works. My mom was a teacher, and I remember we went to the dollar store. She'd be like, I'll go, because she had to buy school supplies, and we go to the 99-cent store to buy stuff. And, you get these little packets of notebook paper. And then we went to Walmart and it was 64 cents. So it's literally 31% more at the 99-cent store. But the perception is, well, if it's 99, it's a great deal.
Oh, yeah. So in the book, Predictably Irrational, they tested the theory. And what they did was they said, okay, we're going to have this blouse in a catalog. They sent out 30,000 catalogs, 10,000 with one price, 10,000 with another, and 10,000 with another. And this 10,000 had the same blouse at $34. This one had it for $39, and this one had it for $44. So 34, 39, and 44. 70% of people chose the 39.
Wow.
Right?
That's crazy.
And so we don't like to add the 9. Add the 9. Every little thing, right? Like throw it in there, add it in, because your job is to serve as many people as you can and make a living.
All right. I want to dive a little bit deeper here because I have some experience that is telling me I should talk to you about this. But, we hired a consulting agency when we had our gym, and they said, raise your prices. That's our first thing to everybody. And you're saying test your price. And I
say test your price. And also, so raise your price can be an option. There's 3 different ways you can make more money. You can raise your prices, you can sell more to your customers, or you can get more customers, right? Now, in some cases, you can't get more customers.
And that's also the most difficult, most expensive option of those 3, right?
Especially if you don't have a good story, right?
Yeah.
You can sell more to your customers. That's something that a lot of people don't do enough of. They don't have additional products and upsells that actually enhance the experience of the first one.
Yeah.
And then there's the third one, raise your prices. But that's to make more revenue, right? To make more sales. However, if you want to make more sales as well, you said this one's costly, right? The first one, get more customers. Well, what if we were able to get more customers and actually keep the same profit, mainly because we're able to actually get marketing for free? The way we're able to get marketing for free, there's 2 different ways you can do that. Well, several, but the 2 main ways. One, obviously, increase your processes and systems. So initially, when we had our agency, we were only able to handle 15 accounts per account manager. Now we're able to handle 45, meaning we can have 3 times the profit. We were able to cut our prices in half and still profit more than 30%.
Wow.
Right?
Okay.
Now, you can do that. A lot of people don't work on their business and systems. Everyone thinks this is the way it's done. No, that's the way it's done. It doesn't mean that's the only way it's done. Someone's going to change the game, and you're going to let it be that. Yeah. So that's one.
Ask retailers how Amazon changed the game and how that feels.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And then the other way is you can get your marketing for free because every thank you page of your marketing sells something. So for example, let's say it costs you $5 to get a lead on Facebook. And let's say on average, 1 out of 5 people that opt in, right? They see an ad on Facebook, they go to the landing page and they opt in for free session, whatever it is, fitness, chiropractic, massage, whatever. Now on that thank you page, instead of just saying, a lot of people waste so much opportunity on thank you page, they just say, thank you, your form has been submitted. Someone from our team will reach out to you in 24 hours.
That stuff, yeah.
A lot of waste. So what you do is you say, thank you. We've actually put together, like in fitness, right? We put together the top 15 foods that easily double metabolism just by including them in your diet. To get this downloadable guide, go here. It's $19. Yep. So now, if you got 1 out of 4 people doing it, and it costs about $20, and you're paying $5 a lead, you're literally getting leads for free. Dan Sullivan said, he who can afford to pay the most to acquire a customer wins. And that's because, yes, on the front end, I could just spend because I know on the back end, I'm making money, which means that the sum of it all, I got all the leads to sell with my main thing for free because a little back end offer, the little one-time offer sold at something that balanced me out on the marketing costs.
I love it. Yeah. People forget, they forget how powerful, they don't realize how powerful that recurring revenue is in a gym because it allows you to play all sorts of games on the front end when you know you got it coming in on the back end. It's like the old, I don't know if you remember, like, was it BMG Music, where they're like, select 12 CDs for $1, 1 penny, or whatever the hell it was. And oh, by the way, we're going to hit you up for $24.95 a month for the next 12 months,
Right.
But they would, you get this huge box of CDs coming in. You're like, man, this is awesome. I love this company. Except for the second month where you're like, oh, I only get one CD for $25.
Right, right, exactly. Yeah. So a lot of it's just playing around with the psychology. There's a ton of them, man. There's a ton.
Yeah.
I just got this one cycle bar spin studio just to give you an idea of how you can use stuff.
Yeah, I would love to hear a story.
By the way, this is a tip that one of my mentors taught me. Never get inspired by your own industry. If you get inspired, if an idea is inspired by your own industry, chances are it's already being done and you're second already.
Interesting.
So take an idea from a separate industry and find a way to use it in your own.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, you've heard of like the 72-ounce steak stuff or whatever. It's like if you eat the 72-ounce steak, it's $72, but if you finish it, it's free, and we put you up on the wall and we give you a T-shirt.
Yep.
Right. So restaurants started that, and then next thing you know, we got hundreds of restaurants doing stuff like that, right? Because it works. So a lot of inspired by that first one. But how could you do that in everything else in that particular concept? So like a spin studio. I went to Flywheel, it's a spin studio around here, and I finished the class, had about 40 chairs in there, prime time, 5:30 at night, and there were 16 filled up. Out of like 35 or 40, it was 16 filled up. And so I said, there should be way more people in here. That was a good class. Where's everybody? They had the screen on. It shows you what place you're in, how many calories you're burning. I'm competing with so many people. She's like, yeah, I don't know. It's been hard to fill the place up. And I said, so tell me what's going on here? Like, are people really competing? She's like, oh yeah, everyone competes. Everyone's like fighting for it. Everyone's always asking, like, what's the record here? And she says, oh, it's like 680. And I go, okay. So how many people get 680? And she's like, oh, like maybe one. I go, is it possible though? Or is that guy a freak? She's like, oh no, it's possible, but it's very, very, very hard to do. Would you be willing to give anybody that can do 680 or higher a free workout? Yeah, as long as you do 680 or higher, you get it for free. She's like, oh, I'd give them a year for free. That's really hard.
That's how hard it is. Yeah.
I said, okay, so you give them a year membership for free? She goes, yeah. I go, what about 500? She goes, yeah, I'll give them that session for free. So you can literally say, if you get 500 power, that's what they call it. Okay. You'll give it to them for free. Yes. That's your marketing pitch. Come in and work out for free. We want hustlers here. Anybody that puts up 500 in power, by the way, I bet you can't do it. But anyone that puts up 500 in power, it's on us. But if you can't do it, pay for the session. Come on in and show us what you got. Right. So that's a 72-ounce steak. That's all it is. And then we'll put you on the wall. We'll give you a T-shirt, right? You can wear that T-shirt to class. You're bragging about it now. Yeah. So now she's all pumped. She's going to be doing it. I'll tell you how the results line up, but she's excited to roll it out. So they're rolling it out franchise or corporate wide. Oh, nice. Just from your little off the cuff comment at the end of a class, huh? Yeah. Well, that's huge. At the end of the day, it wasn't an idea. It was a stolen idea changed for the industry. Yep. And you could steal them from everywhere. You could take ideas from Tesla. You could take ideas from Amazon and just say, how do we do this in our business? Well, I was thinking about that when you're talking about don't have those dead thank you pages. I think every time I check out of Amazon, they're like, thank you very much. Your package is on the way. By the way, people who bought, whiteboards also looked at whiteboard markers, and they looked at, projectors, and they looked at PowerPoint slides and all this. And you're like, oh yeah, I probably should scroll through there. I can't tell you how many. I would love to see an endless loop of, go on for a kitchen spatula, purchase that, and I get it all the way down to next thing you know, I'm buying a drone, to fly around with my kids because of what they've just offered me. And, here they made 5 times the sale. And here's the thing. They didn't come up with that. Neither did anybody on the internet. Mm-hmm. In grocery stores, do you remember getting a receipt? And then like, if you have a baby, now it's like for diapers, next time you get this, or if you get diapers. And then, do you know that all those gum and the Tic Tacs and the magazines, the crazy assortment, it's like a little mini 99-cent store right there on the conveyor belt. Yeah. 33% of people buy something. 1 out of 3 people buy something there. 1 out of 3. They would have walked right by it. Who needs that random stuff? Right. But it's right there. It's there, right? And you know that something's going to work. So at the end of the day, Amazon just did what has already been being done. It's nothing new. They just made it theirs. And then now they look innovative, right? I love it. Well, Mike, if people want to get a hold of you and find out more about your process and maybe become one of your clients, how can they reach out to you? To reach out to me, my handle for everything is Mike Arce Live. So my middle name is a tricky one. It's spelled ARCE. So it's just Mike Arce Live. So go on Instagram. That's my handle. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, whatever. Okay.
And then your company is, can you give us a little pitch on your company real quick?
It's Loud Rumor. Simple pitch. We are absolutely number one, the best. No one's, who's second place? Us as well. So we're first and second in generating quality leads for fitness studios and wellness companies. And also there's nobody that's got the amount of content that we have to show you what to do with them once you got them. Because we work with over 700, right? And so just in the last couple of years. And so we actually created this community where we don't test everything with your company. We've tested everything split amongst 700. Mm-hmm. And so now people pay less for the failures. Sometimes you don't pay for any.
Right.
We get right to the result,
So it's all the best practices of what you're seeing work everywhere across the nation.
Yeah. This is how this guy sells. This is how that guy sells. This is how this guy. Oh, that's unique. I never thought of that.
I love it.
You got it. Yep.
And pitch that conference one more time. I don't know if this will be released in time, but if it is, maybe somebody can stroll in there late. What's it called?
So it's GSD Con. So GSD, Get Shit Done conference. And it's June 9th and 10th. It's here in Scottsdale. We got people coming in like the CEO of Mountainside Fitness. We got a guy coming and speaking that literally is working on a program with NASA to make their fitness studio, help their astronauts get fit to colonize Mars. We've got a guy that just made a documentary with Arnold Schwarzenegger on Netflix on Generation 2, on Pumping Iron. Guys that are opening up their 100th studio, guys that have opened up multiple 30 Orange Theories, 10 Massage Envies, all at the same time. They're all running like crazy. Speakers are coming out. So I'm pretty excited.
I love it. Awesome. Well, congratulations on all that you've created and built. Unfortunately, I got to wrap this up right now, but I know you could go on for days probably. Your staff, was it Kelsey that was the one that helped me out?
Flo can do it. I'm losing my voice. I feel bad. I lost my voice in your show.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. So I just want to say thanks a lot for all the information. And for those listening, remember, set 3 prices and make 2 of them absolutely not what you want so that everybody buys the one you want, right? That's the easiest way for it to happen. You said you got tons of clients that are successfully selling the package they want to everybody instead of hearing, I got to think it over.
Yes.
I think that'd be a wonderful world if I never heard that again, Mike. Honestly, yeah.
You can do it. Go to Decoy Effect Loud Rumor. Google those 4 words. Decoy Effect Loud Rumor. You read all about it. We got a whole case study on how it works.
Awesome. All right. Well, Mike, I appreciate your time today. And on behalf of all my listeners, thank you very much for what you've shared. And for those of you listening, this is Dr. Josh Satterley for Clinic Gym Radio. Go out there, maximize your license, and live the life you dreamt of. Thanks a lot, Mike.
All right. Thanks, man. Take care.
Thanks for listening to Clinic Gym Radio. If you're ready to double your profit without working longer hours, please visit clinicgymhybrid.com and find out how easy it is to get started on your path to freedom. That's clinicgymhybrid.com.